I really like this street here, Cavendish Drive. It really gives you a sense of the old topography of the area. It was all fields, and this would have been a rising slope to high ground. How are you all doing? It's coming to the end of week 6 of the lockdown here in London. It's Saturday the 2nd of May today. Happy May Day for yesterday or whenever you're watching this. Thought we'd pick up the threads of last week's walk and carry on up through the fields of Leyton and Leytonstone up to Whipps Cross or Phepps Cross, and then find our way back around in a big loop via the Green Man, finding traces of the past landscape and all sorts of resonances and whatever we find along the way. Not really been out much this week. The weather's been terrible. It's been raining torrentially nearly every day. So today's the first decent day we've had. So it's a real treat to be out. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot more people out and about. It already feels that way. A lot more traffic. This is widely regarded as the best fish and chip shop in Leytonstone, and it's certainly my favourite. I was hoping it might be open, but it looks like they're closed, which is a real shame. So this is Hainault Road, which has been known as by a number of different names over the past. It's one of the older roads of Leytonstone. I think it was known as Moyer's Lane at one point, or Master's Lane. We're not going to walk along Hainault Road, we're just going to take one of the little lanes leading up towards the higher ground. And here we are, Moyer's Road, which was the name of one of the big houses in the area. This is Lee Road, Leyton. That's Abbott's Park over there, which is a really lovely park. Used to take the kids there a lot to play in the past when they were little. Featured in previous videos. But this is the way I'm going up here. Got this old lane. So this lane here runs right up what I believe is the border between Leyton and Leytonstone. A lot of people think it's along Hainault Road, but I think the actual border does run up here. And what's interesting is when I looked at the old Ordnance Survey maps from the 1860s, when this is all fields, this does appear to be a field boundary. You can see a mark on the map roughly along the line of this lane here, James Lane, which runs all the way up to the forest. We're going to continue along Forest Road, which has always been one of my favourite little thoroughfares in Leytonstone. For me, this little lane here really captures the spirit of what Leytonstone was like when it was a village on the edge of the forest. This was the way I always used to walk to the forest when I first moved to the area, because it felt like the forest walk was beginning much nearer to home than when you get up towards the hollow ponds. It's like it was an extension of the forest. It was a little wander through this rural hamlet. This has got to be one of the finest substations in the area. It's a real temple to the electric age, isn't it? And you can feel that you're climbing a hill here, up to the church and up to the source of the Filley Brook, Leytonstone's lost river, and Leytonstone School here, which I always thought had a slight touch of the Hogwarts about it, from the outside anyway. So we'll just take this path beside the wonderful St Andrew's Church. Can you see that poking through the ivy? It's one of the old gas lamps. Really beautiful artefact there. I love this little bit of open space behind St Andrew's here. This is the edge of the forest. This is where the forest meets the streets of Leytonstone. And it's somewhere over here that the Filley Brook rises beneath the ground, Leytonstone's lost river. I'll put a link below to the video where I walk along the course and you can follow that route. I bumped into somebody the other day in the street celebrating his 40th birthday who had just done that walk, so it's always great to hear people following the walks. I'm going to cut through here and make my way up to Whipps Cross, Intriguingly, this land here was once part of what was called Berry Field Farm, and a berry often indicates a burial site or a burial mound or a burial ground. And indeed, some sort of Roman remains were found on the other side of Whips Cross Road. I think they were the remains of a cremation burial. I will correct that on the screen if it's wrong. So it's interesting that this may once have been a very ancient burial ground. Do we have some hawthorn here? Some Mayflower. Today is the 2nd of May. Certainly got the smell of hawthorn. As you would expect, such a flower associated with Beltane, with May Day, with such an important time of the year. There's a lot of mythology connected to hawthorn. One of my favourite bits of mythology is that this is where the fairy folk dwell, beneath the hawthorn trees, and that if you are seduced by the flowers to take shade here, that you will be encountered by the fairy folk and end up losing time and be drawn into fairyland. I've hung around quite a lot around hawthorn trees, hoping that would happen, and to my knowledge so far it hasn't. But you never know, maybe today's the day. The trees have just been telling me that they're really happy that they've had this lovely break from humanity, that the pollution levels have dropped, and they wish it could go on a bit longer. That's the magnificent Whips Cross Hospital over there, doing an incredible job during this pandemic. As I'm sure you can probably understand, I'm going to avoid the hospital grounds. I don't think they need someone wandering around waving a camera at this particular moment in time. Behind that fence there, in the grounds of one of the units of the hospital, there's a pond, which I think is now marked as a tank on some of the older maps. I think that could be one of the sources of the Filley Brook, perhaps. We're back on James Lane, and the shape of this lane hasn't changed a lot for quite a period of time. It appears exactly in this form on the old maps. I love these little patches of open ground here, where the open spaces, the forest, the Grand Forest, meets the edge of the settlement, the urban development. They kind of have a lot of stuff going on. More than once I've accidentally stumbled on people camping here, living here, and it was in the news a few years ago because a body had been dumped here that had been cut into pieces and put in carrier bags and buried very shallowly in the ground, and was uncovered by somebody's dog who noticed all the rats there around the bags. Quite unpleasant. Of course, it's also where water rises. I still have a strong feeling that this is possibly where the Filley Brook rises before it goes beneath the ground. Whips Cross Road is another of the old roads of the area. It's mentioned as far back as 1492. The beautiful hollow ponds. I love coming here. I made a film just about the hollow ponds, which I will link to below. Have you seen the hollow ponds bear? Lovely bit of nonsense connected to the area that someone claims they saw a bear in the undergrowth. It's lovely down here. You can take boats out on the hollow ponds in better times. I've done it with my family, so I love doing that. And on the far side of the hollow ponds there used to be a Lido. There's a video, of course, on my channel where I explore the site of the Lido. It's been really wonderful to read people's memories of swimming there when they were children. It's funny, I've avoided coming here during the lockdown because I feared there would be too many people here. But actually today it's not too bad. Leytonstone lad and Blur frontman Damon Albarn wrote a song about the Hollow Ponds on his solo album, which came out about 5 or 6 years ago. Really lovely song, that. This is a majestic old oak tree, one of my favourite trees of the forest. Just imagine the things that oak tree has seen. This area here is technically known as Leyton Flats for some reason, even though it's in Leytonstone. We walked across here just exactly 6 weeks ago, on the last Saturday before the lockdown. It's actually quite strange being up here after that period of lockdown, because it almost feels like things are returning to some sort of normality when you see the scene here, which isn't that different to what it would normally be. And there was a sort of sense of foreboding, wasn't there, just before we went into the lockdown, because you knew it was coming, but you didn't know when, you didn't know what it would mean, and now it's sort of almost become our reality. And a lot of the talk here in the UK is that, you know, of the new normal. Things aren't just going to return to normal straight away. It's going to take possibly a couple of years, which is kind of slightly daunting, isn't it? When you're out here, it doesn't matter. Over there, on the other side of Whipps Cross Road, there's rows of really quite fine houses. Apparently there was once an assembly room over there, which is where the London Stock Exchange met during the Great Plague. Very apt for these times. That's now the Hitchcock Hotel over there. It really is a glorious display of hawthorn over there. Look at that. How majestic. I always felt that house belonged in an Alfred Hitchcock film. So just on the other side of Leyton Flats, across the tube tracks, and up here we have, I think, the kind of highlight of this walk. Bit of a pun in there, the highlight. You'll see in a minute, I'm not just being weird. I mean, possibly am being weird, but there's a logic to it, I hope. So here it is, the stone that gives Leytonstone its name. This milestone here is called the High Stone, and Leytonstone literally means the part of Leyton at the stone. The top part there is relatively modern, I think it dates from the 1930s. The base is significantly older, and some people believe it's part of an original Roman milestone. See, the High Stone does actually stand on the route of the Roman road out to Dunmow. I believe it's Dunmow anyway. So there is some credibility to the idea that that could be a Roman milestone. There's also a place that was a long-distance coaching route that came up Leytonstone High Road. The Green Man Inn back there was a place frequented both by people travelling on the coaching road and by highwaymen such as the famous Dick Turpin. In the corner shop the other night I met a lovely fellow called Daniel, who's a shaman, a trainee shaman in reality, and he said that the High Stone stands on a ley line, a powerful ley line. Well, I think that's a really good place to end this walk. I've got to get home and edit this video, get it online tomorrow. It's got to be online in 24 hours time. Bit of jeopardy. Thanks so much for joining me on this lockdown walk around Leytonstone, skirting the borders of Leytonstone, in fact, we did today. Thank you also to the wonderful people supporting me on Patreon. It's hugely appreciated. It's hugely appreciated to all of you watching these videos, commenting on them, clicking like on them, subscribing to the channel. Anyway, anything you do really is enormously appreciated. As I'm passing the jet garage, which I'm sure some of you will have memories of, I look forward to seeing you on the next walk, wherever that may be. I mean, it's obviously going to be somewhere not a million miles away from Leytonstone, but even so, could be, there's a lot of variations in there, as we've already proven.